Hello everyone, welcome back to Has a 90 YT. Little look towards the weekend's game, which is obviously Newcastle United versus Manchester United, which is historically a really high scoring game and actually a bit of a classic in the Premier League era. But obviously as of late, Newcastle's shite form should make this game a formality, but you never know. AJ's here, Nicholas is here. How you doing, guys? Welcome everyone if you're watching now or if you're watching it back. But thank you for joining. Firstly, I haven't really got a lot to say on Newcastle versus United, but we will get into that in a little bit. So, questions, anything, any subjects anyone wants to discuss in the live comments, please state so, because it'll help me out and we can discuss it between ourselves. Pankaj, Fabinho linked to United again. Well, we can discuss that. It's sort of one that won't go away. I hope it's not like the Vidal to United saga of like 4 years ago, which obviously happened every transfer window. Sanchez sentenced to 16 months. Yes, he was in Spain. Britain's prison sentence mean nothing. Sanchez for Lukaku. What do you mean? Like, as an out-and-out striker, it's an interesting one. I don't want that to happen. I've got a lot of faith in Lukaku. I think he's a very talented player. Some people negative towards him, others sort of blindlessly back him. I am in between, but the way I feel about Lukaku at United is I'm desperate for him to succeed. I really, really want him to succeed. JC, Carpe, you're here every fucking week, and you're going to get your award. There you go. There you go. I said one every game, didn't I? One every stream, and JC is the winner this week. Thoughts on front three of Martial, Sanchez and Rashford? I don't like it, Nicholas. I want to see Lukaku. Can Drawty draw you a background? I wouldn't want him to be honest. He's got bigger things to worry about. If it's Martial to play or Lukaku, evening says Fion, how you doing? Yeah, welcome everyone. So look, let's get into it then. The formation that I'd play. Look, I literally believe that any team we play out there, we should be beating Newcastle no matter what, right? Now, I'm going to throw an absolute spanner in the works into this formation, and this is what I would do. And it's also a little nod towards what I think Jose Mourinho should do. So, let's have it. Back four, okay? I'm going with the back four. I know I've been very vocal that I'd like United to play five at the back. I'm going with the back four. Luke Shaw on the left back. I think he's now surpassed Ashley Young in form this season, and obviously he's an actual left back. Jones was dropped, and I would continue to drop him. I would play Smalling and Rojo again, or Rojo, as he likes to be called. Right back, do I even need to fucking say it? It's obviously Tony V. JC would play 4-3-2. AJ's just deleted that. 4-2-3-1. I don't want to see that anymore days, to be honest. So this is what I do. I've done the four at the back. The goalkeeper, obviously Romero, best goalkeeper in the world. Psych. Midfield three. Yes, a midfield three. That's what we need to go back to. Is JC's just said it. It's where Pogba's best position is played at. So let's pick a formation that releases our best player. Okay. How you doing, Marcus, mate? You good? Long time no speak. I haven't spoke to you in a while. I will give you a call soon. No reason other than me being very busy. Midfield three. Okay, this is where the spanner comes in. I think the Nemanja Matic picks himself. But, okay, in a midfield three, I would be looking to replace him. I don't think in a midfield three you need an out-and-out defensive holding man. But for the time being, it's Matic, okay? But the formation the personnel will eventually change, okay? On the left-hand side, Matic will be in the middle. On the left-hand side, it's Paul Pogba. So where he plays best, I think he'll link well with Sanchez, who is going to play on the left of my formation. I think he'll play well. I think Pogba and Sanchez link up could be devastating for the Premier League. On the right hand side, for this game, I would pick McTominay. Now don't fucking bite my fucking head off at that, right? The reason being is I personally think that McTominay is more effective in our team than Herrera, and also I think McTominay has still got growth in him, and I think that we can afford to play him in games like this, especially in a midfield three, and I think that there's more to come out of this boy, and let's see it, and let's see him playing with Pogba and Matic. And the why I said that formation would develop is I wouldn't be too inclined to drop Matic and play Herrera as well, okay? I think in midfield three, I'm talking the personnel that we have at the minute, okay? I think in midfield three of McTominay, Herrera and Pogba is the more dynamic one that we have. Pogba and Lingard can play 10 just like De Bruyne and Silva. It's a good point, Bobby, but look, that's just what I'd do. You obviously saw Fergie's reaction of Jose playing Scott McTominay. It's going down well. How you doing, Lisa? I live in Newcastle, so I'm going to the game. Nice one, Jamie. Nice one. Get some snaps. Get some content for me, mate. Do a video outside the ground. I'll put it on Hasler 90. We'll call it Fan Cam. Nearly killed me there. How you doing, Martial? Sanchez on the left. A lot of people, there's this clamour for Martial to be on the left. I believe that Martial has to play, but I also believe that Sanchez is the better player, and you play your better players in their most comfortable positions. And do you know what? Martial needs to add something to his game, and I think he needs a bit of time down that right, because the Martial cutting is becoming too readable. And I think you saw that against Tottenham. You definitely saw that against Tottenham. Every time he tried to cut in, it all went south for him. So we need something better. I'm just trying to close the maps because I've got high computer usage. Martial, Lukaku and Sanchez up front with Pogba at 10 and Matic and Scott behind. So you're still playing the 4-2-3-1, which is, I think, that we need to get away from it. I don't think Pogba's an out-and-out 10. I think he is a dynamic midfielder. I just think he needs more than Matic to cover him. I think the Pogba played his best position against Everton in a 4-3-3. For me, get swamped by Newcastle fans on the way home, but also get head. There's how I rip the shit out of the ground. Yeah, I mean, that's just what I'd do, 4-3-3. I'd play Martial on the right. I think, like I said, he needs to bring something else to his game. Lukaku starts up top. I really don't get the clamour for Lukaku to be dropped. Like I said, I love him. I love the fact that he chose United. And do you know what I see from Pogba, which you don't see from Lacazette, you do not see from Morata, and you also don't. Well, I can't comment on Aubameyang yet, but Lukaku looks like he's really bought in to Manchester United. He looks like he genuinely believes he's at the best club to get the best out of him. And I think Jose has probably installed a bit of that into him, told him that Lukaku's probably going to get 30 goals this season, man, for fuck's sake. In a breakthrough season, at the first step up to a big club, it's huge numbers, and I think there's more to come from him. Yes, his first touch lets him down. Yes, he's played poor in the big games. That's yet to come. You could say the same about Pogba. Martial against Paul Dummett, can't wait. I know Paul Dummett's a borderline spastic. I do apologise about the cup. It says Queen of Naps. It's actually my girlfriend's cup. You just pick a cup out of the cupboard and you run with it. Who timed out AJ? I don't know. We've got new mods tonight. So yeah, that's kind of what I'd pick. I know a lot of you disagree. I mean, I said it on my last stream. A lot of people writing McTominay off, but He's got a future for me. He really does. And we need to go 4-3-3. Newcastle play Shelvey and Marino in midfield too. Will dominate the midfield. I mean, Shelvey against Pogba is like fucking Mike Tyson versus Amir Khan. It really is. Is Lukaku too big, or is he the perfect size? That's a really good point, Nicholas. Actually, really good point. He is fucking huge. I think trimming down wouldn't be a bad thing for him. Actually, a little bit of muscle loss. Where did you get that tracky top? I got this from the Man United store. £70 it was. It was a lot of money. Imagine an advanced 4-4-2 with two cams, Martial and Lingard, then Sanchez and Lukaku up top. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with our team. I mean, because that team that I just picked, right? I've obviously dropped Jesse Lingard for that, and I think that's a cruel thing to do. I still think he's been one of our better players over the Christmas period. I think he's continued that through, and I thought out of the shit that we played against Tottenham, I thought it was one of the more normal performances. It wasn't great. It wasn't shite. Lukaku is a rugby player on a football field. He is, but his finishing is phenomenal, okay? He's a really, really powerful finisher. Wouldn't say he's got... Where Thierry Henry and even Martial they're like finesse finishers, always find bottom corners. Lukaku's finishing is just power. Power, low and hard, which is not a bad thing. Do you know what? Did everyone watch Wayne Rooney on Monday Night Football? Because if you haven't, please go back and try and watch it again. I don't know if it's on YouTube or if you can get it on a like catch up on the Sky box if you've got Sky. But it was a really, really fucking good watch. And actually, I loved hearing Wayne Rooney talk honestly about other players in the Premier League for one, and two about his time at United, who he liked playing with, and he even spoke up about the Ruud van Nistelrooy Ronaldo issues. It was really, really good. McTominay is going to be the next Carragher style player for us. Keeps it simple with Matic and Pogba. He's learning from the best. It's a really good comment, Nicholas, but what I'll call you up on there is you can't go comparing McTominay to Carrick, because Carrick will always, for me, be known as one of the most undervalued players that Manchester United ever had. And I think you could take our 2008 win when we had Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney, everyone, okay? And Carrick was a huge part in that, and he was a huge part in United's success over a long sustained period of time, as was Scholes. Very different players, Scholes and Carrick, but two players that are equally as vital to United at the time. You can't go comparing McTominay to that, because Carrick, I truly believe, in his career at certain points has been world class. I don't think there's another player in world football that could do what Carrick has done for United, and I think he's a club legend. I really, really do, and I think he will. Where Giggsy's a club legend, and he sort of wanted his legendary status to shoehorn him into being United manager, I think Carrick. I tell you what. Here is an absolute breaking news for you, okay? Not breaking news, but prediction. Hazard predicts, okay? I honestly believe that out of every player that's played for Manchester United, Michael Carrick will go on to be the manager of Manchester United at some point in his career, because he's the sort of player that doesn't want anything handed to him on a plate. He looks like he will go into coaching after this season, sit in Mourinho's backroom staff and learn. And that's the sort of shit that Ryan Giggs wasn't willing to do. Now, look, you've gone to Wales, mate, and you're going to flop there. I'm sorry. International football is a whole new kettle of fish that Ryan Giggs doesn't really know that well, because let's not forget, he bottled out of most of Wales' friendlies over his career. He's going to flop there. And for me, his managerial career would be over before it started. A little bit like Gary Neville's was. Carrick looks like he'll work at that for me. That's my opinion on Carrick. I meant that he would play a similar style to Carrick in comparison. I know what you mean. But what I'm trying to say is I think even Carrick's style is one of a kind. I don't think you'll ever find a player that can play like him. He almost looked lazy at times, Carrick, and a bit boring, but so effective. It was strange. It was a strange player to watch, especially in his early days at United, because he used to frustrate the fuck out of me. because he'd do nothing. He'd do nothing at all. But what he'd actually do is just keep United ticking slowly and effectively. Pick up the ball, pass it straight away to someone else. Like, you never saw Carrick run at players. You never saw him try and attempt in his early days the Scholes long balls or anything. He was just, all he used to do as a United player was pick up the ball and move it on. And that was so underrated in his United's team because he had Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez in front of him. And actually, all United needed was a player to just pick the ball up and give it to him. They didn't need someone to run at players. They didn't need someone to beat a man. They just needed someone to give them the ball. And once they got it, boy, did they deliver. I really do rate Carrick, and I'm really I'm going to be gutted at the end of this season when he goes. Really gutted. He controlled the game. He did. He absolutely did. Yeah. Again, underrated. Busquets, Xavi, all these players. You know, I'm not comparing them to Carrick. I'm not saying who's better or who's who. But all I do know is that Xavi gets lauded about as one of the best midfielders ever. Paul Scholes does. Roy Keane does. I don't think Busquets gets that. Iniesta does. No one across world football talks about Carrick. We do at United. No one talks about Carrick. No one talks about it when they look at... You hear this... I sit here and watch BT Sport, okay? I know I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but... You know, it's a good subject to talk about. I watch BT Sport, and often or not, they have Lampard and Rio Ferdinand on there, and they always get asked, why didn't England win cups? And they go, oh, well, Gerrard couldn't play with Lampard and all this and all that. The reason why England didn't win anything is because they fucking wouldn't play Michael Carrick. We had the answer, not even on the bench. He fucking sat at home most of the time. It's nice of Jose to offer him the job to help coach, and yeah, it is really nice, and he'll learn a lot from Jose. He'll learn how to not do things, because Jose makes shitloads of mistakes. Nicolas Tevez is a snake. He is a snake, but he did get forced out of the club by Fergie, and he did want to stay. Look, he went to Man City, and Tevez went to Man City because they offered him the money, and they were the only club that were willing to buy him at the time. Tevez was in a contract with that fucking Kia Joel Bacon or whatever his name is. He probably didn't want to be in that situation. He wanted to stay at United, but he couldn't get out of it. So he had to go to Man City because he didn't have the decision, his agent did, and he had to make the best out of where he was. And it was unfortunate, and it was really interesting to hear Wayne Rooney say live on air on Monday Night Football that Tevez was the best striker he has ever played with. And fucking wow. You're looking at Ruud van Nistelrooy, Van Persie, Alan Smith. You know, I mean, some worldies, but he picked Tevez. Carrick was turned down because of lack of pace. Yeah, but it's stupid, isn't it? You don't pick players on pace, you pick them on talent. It's ridiculous. It's a bit like that England team would have not picked Xavi, because Xavi couldn't fucking run 5 yards. He was too slow, but he was a magician. Ross, any Netflix shows you'd recommend? Not really, Fionn. Friends is on Netflix. It's always a classic. Barry Storen is getting involved. Berber, yeah, Berber was strange. Is this Ross from the United Stand? Yes, it is. Peter Hitchens. How you doing, mate? Welcome. If this is your first time, thanks for watching. Yes, I am. Formerly from the United Stand, I'm taking a long overdue break from the United Stand for the time being. I reckon Herrera would be a good manager. It says Jamie. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Herrera would probably be a better manager than he is player. I don't really like Herrera. But just going back to Berber, actually, I had a really strange relationship as a fan of Berbatov when he joined for United, because I don't know if I'm sure most fans used to get like this, so we can all sort of feel the same way, that when Berbatov joined United, I was like buzzing. I was like 30 million. He was probably, I think at the time he was a transfer record. I was like, yes, we got him. And fuck me, did I want him to succeed. Every game I was like, please, Berber score. And he scored a lot. But at the same time, he frustrated the fucking hell out of me, because boy, was he fucking lazy. And when he didn't have a good game, talent-wise, his laziness would shine through and just do your fucking head in. And I'm sad to say it, but I didn't really like Berbatov when he was playing for United. I didn't know why Tevez was being dropped for him. It pissed me off. And I was happy to see him go. But now I look back on his time at United and reflect. Maybe because I was a bit young and I was a little bit naive, because I didn't appreciate what he actually did on the football pitch, and that was my youth and my naivety. Because I look back at him now and go, "Wow, that guy was a fucking magician." First official shirt I got was Berber's, and the first time I went to Old Trafford, I met him. Did you? Wow, that was really cool. That was really cool. I used to hear a rumour that Berbatov used to smoke. Didn't know if that's true. Berber scored one of the best goals at Old Trafford I ever saw. Alan, what goal was that, mate? I'd love to know. Don't tell me, Ross, you're not coming back to United Stand ever. I'm not saying, never say never, mate. Never say never. But for the time being, I'm enjoying the break. And you never know. I don't know if Mark will ever have me back. So you never know. But for the time being, it's just a break. Berber, my favourite player from United. His skills are amazing. My favourite Berber goal for me was the one where he started it at left back. I think he won the ball back, passed it into midfield, little 1-2, and then just sort of like as Berber did, he meandered into the box. Weren't even running, and yeah, just finished it off. It was a cutback from Nani. Hey, do Rodney, mate. Why aren't you at United Stand? Just taking a break, Peter. I was on it twice a week, every week for probably nearly 2 years, and I think it's. I say this a lot and I'll repeat myself. I think it's good to get fresh faces in on the United Stand. I think people are getting bored of me. So it's good, Sophie's having her chance on the Sunday night show. She's brilliant. She's getting loads of followers, loads of backing. Everyone loves her. I think she's doubled the viewers overnight. So yeah, who remembers that spin? Yes, Fortune. It was unreal. Berbatov hat-trick versus Liverpool. Yes. How you doing, Dedrick? That was Michael Owen. That wasn't Michael Owen. I don't know what you mean, Marcus, mate. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, mate. The goal versus Liverpool overhead kick. Was that it then? It was beautiful, wasn't it? It was like that overhead kick was like the shittest overhead kick, but that took the most amount of skill I've ever seen, because an overhead kick is like supposed to be a really acrobatic backflip where you go right over. But Berber, in his sort of lackadaisical way, he just sort of just fell on the floor. So he couldn't possibly have got his foot over the ball enough to not blaze it into the sky. But still, he fucking hit it straight in the back of the net. It was so Berber. It was so Berber. AJ, I wonder why Sophie gets United Stand viewers, because you're all perverts. I'm only taking the piss. I look forward to Marcus. Don't let the knobs win. Is that Marcus? Is Marcus streaming again? Is that what we're discussing? Not sure about tonight, AJ. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, give Rodney a follow if anyone's watching, and sub on YouTube. He does some really good content actually, and his graphics are better than mine. Berber's overhead kick to finish his hat-trick was the worst overhead kick ever, but he looked awesome and against Liverpool. Exactly, yeah, it's just kind of what I was trying to say, Andy. You're spot on. Berber was lazy but class, yes. Bit like Juventus player did in the Champions League final, forget his name. Yeah, I can't remember that. AJ, do I smoke? No, I don't, mate. I don't smoke. Only smoke crack. No, I'm only kidding. Tell you what I do. I smoke a couple of cigars pretty much when I'm on holiday or when I'm away for the weekend. So I'm going away this weekend to Norfolk, and I'll be having a few cigars this weekend. Mourinho's slow style of play is killing me. Is that Mourinho's style of play, or is that still a bit of a hangover from Van Gaal? Because I think Mourinho would like to see quicker football, but the players ain't got it in him at the minute. I always thought he was hampered. Yeah, I agree, Rods. Mandzukic. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, Mandzukic. You nearly spelled it right. Strange player, Mandzukic, because his stats are fucking mental. Ryan Savage, small channel. It is a small channel, mate, but welcome. And come and enjoy it, mate. If you don't enjoy it, fuck off. I would love Berber in the team now over Lukaku. Do you think Berber could occupy a defence on his own though? I always thought Berber needed support. He needed to be in the front two. Would Berber have made it into the team under Jose, says Rodney? I don't think under Jose Mourinho he would play Berber over Lukaku. Okay? I'm not saying that that's the right decision. I'd probably play Berber over Lukaku myself, but I don't think Jose would, because Jose likes brutes. But actually, if you look at what Jose likes in a striker, is Lukaku doing that? I've seen him do it in maybe one game this season, and that is effortlessly running, always running into the channels, always holding up the ball, waiting for other players to come into play. Lukaku isn't that striker. He isn't that striker at all, but he may become that. He's got all of the attributes to do it. What United player would you bring back if you're able to? That question pops up a lot, Nicholas, and it is a really good question. It's just a shame that you can only ever throw up one answer, and that's Ronaldo. To me, some people would say Roy Keane. Roy Keane would, in this current United team, Roy Keane would be the worst signing ever. Okay, it'd be the fucking worst signing ever, because he'd upset the apple cart. He'd be shouting at players, and although Roy Keane was one of the best midfielders United ever had, Roy Keane couldn't single-handedly win us the Premier League. Okay, Ronaldo could. Literally Ronaldo. Ronaldo in his prime would have won the fucking Premier League with Burnley. I honestly believe that. He was just unplayable. He was unfucking playable. Sorry, I was just reading Andy Lovell's comment. This may sound retarded, but I always wondered why Martial, who is my favourite player, doesn't play the right wing when he's right-footed, bombing down the right wing and crossing. It's a good comment. I want him to play down the right. I really do. I don't see why he can't. And I honestly believe that Mark's screaming, I know Mark loves Roy Keane. I love Roy Keane too. But like Alan Burns, he wouldn't put up the average players like Darmian, yes, and he wouldn't put up with players like Roy Keane would be so out of touch with modern day football that he'd do you know what I mean? Let's not forget that Roy Keane was outed for being an absolute cunt at United. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking saying that shit about Darren Fletcher that he said, and after the video that he did on Man U TV, that interview, it was fucking disgusting. You don't do that as a professional footballer. And they were very professional players that he was doing that to. The current bunch are professional, but it's the modern day footballer. It's a social media hype. Roy Keane wouldn't have it. He'd be doing shit like that, and he'd end up fucking upsetting the apple cart and end up getting outed. That's what would happen. Players like George Best and all the Busby Bays were some of the best. Playing on an awful pitch with awful made boots. Imagine them in this day and age. Yeah, it's a really good comment, Jamie. The only reason I wouldn't pick George Best and the Busby Bays is because I haven't seen enough football. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know George Best was the best, okay? But I haven't actually probably seen more than an hour's footage of George Best playing football, you know? I've sat there and watched 40 games season after season of Ronaldo, and I know that he would improve our team. He was our cunt. He was until he left. He didn't give a shit who he upset. No, he didn't. But you do need to give a shit who you upset in this day and age. You know, that's the fact of life. I don't buy into this, and this is a life lesson for all you guys. I don't buy into this. I don't give a fuck who I upset. I say what I think. You can't go around saying what you think. You have to have some sort of restraint. Otherwise, you'll end up with either fucking no mates, or you'll end up fucking in hospital because some geezer smashed you up, or you'll end up in a nut house. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you said what you thought all the time, you don't give a fuck, then if you met your mother-in-law and you thought she was fucking, you know, a little bit fat and she stunk a bit, you go, all right, you fat, smelly prick. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, life doesn't work like that. Keane would have killed Pogba and Lingard in the dressing room. Yeah. It's quite interesting. Again, what I said about Wayne Rooney though, and this come from Fergie's book actually, before Rooney said it, and then it comes straight out the horse's mouth that Rooney said, like literally in one of the first, second or third games at United, Keano was having his fucking rant at players, and fucking Wayne Rooney literally fucking went back at him as hard as Keano gave it to him. And Fergie said in his book, after that, Keano would never have a go at Rooney. And look, I know there was a lot of spats between Fergie and Roy Keane, so you have to try and take your blinkers off, because obviously Fergie's trying to have a dig at Roy Keane here, but he also pointed out that Keane would only have a go at players that would never go him back. If any player would give it back to him, and Van der Sar was one of them as well, Keane would leave him alone. Keane would leave him right alone, and he would stay away from Wayne Rooney because he knew Rooney would fire up. No clue what the hell was going on, but I like the vision of Keane shouting at kids. How you doing, Jessica? Yeah, we're just going off on a tangent, to be honest. I don't really have content. I just go live and see what y'all are saying. Wankers. How you doing, Connor? You good? And Marcus is winding everyone up in the comments. Silent Man wants him to change his name to Wankus, which I think would be funny as well. Don't think Google would allow it. It's a good point. I don't know if you're allowed obscenities as your username, but we've been going for 38 minutes. Do I carry on, or do I shut it down? Just never understood it. Martial was right-footed, so bombing down the wing with good crosses, which we need for Lukaku, but plays left wing, has to stop and cut in on the left. Weird. Yeah, we do need a good crosser on the right. You're spot on. King would go for Mata. Yeah, he would. I love Juan Mata as well. Keane wouldn't make it as a manager, and he never has. He was shite at Sunderland. He was shite wherever he went, to be honest. He always made the teams worse. Ipswich, he had a horror show. Run out, K-Do, mate. Martial is like Berber. He needs a hug, but Bunder's a talent. Yeah, he needs many hugs. Player of the month for January, Martial. Ross doesn't have content. He has quality content. Thanks, Fortune. Feel sorry for me. It's been snowing for 5 hours straight, and I need to go out and shovel the snow. Just boil the kettle. That's what I'd do, and have an icy drive. Make us a mod. One mod every video I do, and today we have already picked the mod. I do apologise, Dedrick, but you can be the next mod in pick. I'm gonna rewatch this when I go to work. Thanks, Dedrick. Keane was a bit of a bully. You should all rewatch it. Everyone watching that should rewatch it like 10 times, and then I'd get shitloads of views. That'd be nice, because I don't really care about subs, but I do care about views. I like it when lots of people have watched what we talk about. It's not me, it's you guys as well. Again, I have no content. 15 minutes of talking about Berbatov. And no plan to do that. I have 2 feet of snow. That's no good. AJ's just said Ross. I don't know what that means, but fair gains. Ross. Sign him, Jose. Sign me with hot pants. Fair dues. Shotgun for next stream. Okay, AJ. My bad, buddy. I didn't catch that. Keane, a United legend, would kill someone like that in the midfield. Yes, but I prefer Ronaldo. 2 feet of snow. That is one big kettle. It is a big kettle, Rodney. It is a big kettle. Run the bath. Run the bath. There you go. What else can we talk about? Look, should we try between us? Okay, I'm gonna need some fucking help with this. Should we try and pick Newcastle's team? Because I don't have a didgeridoo who plays for Newcastle anymore. Okay, so let's pick it. Let's start with the goalkeeper. I would imagine they'd play Carl Darlow as a goalkeeper. That's the keeper. I think at centre back they played that Lascelles. I know that they play Lascelles. Again, a very shaky, shitty English defender. I'm trying to name players that are going to play for Newcastle. Will Shelby play? Probably. Centre midfield. Don't know who plays right back for him. Don't know who plays left back. Bante, doing, mate? The bold guy will play Shelby. If it wasn't for Herrera, we would have never won the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. Yes, Hassan, but you could say that about other players as well. You could say that about Rooney, you could say that about Fellaini, you could say that about Mata. Clark, Lejeune, centre backs. Okay, so they won't play that Lascelles. Shelby and Gale. Well, is Gale playing for him? I don't think he is. He's been playing that Hostler, isn't he, or whatever his name is. Thanks, Andy. I appreciate that, mate. I really appreciate that. Shira, Atsu. Does Atsu play? Sluani could be up front. That's a really good point. Yedlin. Ugh, there's another shite player. Every player except for the Man United players. I mean, Liverpool, oh shit. But Newcastle's team's fucking horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Great comments on Monday Night Football. Again from Wayne Rooney. I brought this up a few times when asked what was the difference between Salah, Mane and Firmino and Rooney, Ronaldo and Tevez, and he said the main difference there is trophies, because we went on and won Premier League titles. Liverpool won nothing. Oh, yes. Kennedy. Is he at Newcastle? Is he? They might play Lascelles, don't really know. He's shit anyway. They've been playing 5-4-1. Well, that's typical fucking fat bastard. I tell you what, if there's anyone that can fucking do a number on Rafa Benitez, it's Jose Mourinho. Gale plays up front for Newcastle, and Somani could make his debut. Somani's a decent player. I think fucking Leicester paid a lot of money for him as well. I don't know if did they sell him or loan him out. I'm not too sure. Rooney destroyed Carragher. He did. You're right, Rich. Jose hasn't won at St James's. Well, that's going to change. That's going to change on Sunday. Thanks, AJ, for dropping the report. It's horrible this season for Herrera because he thought he's my favourite and he hasn't been great this year. He hasn't. But I tell you what, I'm going to change my selection of what I picked at the start of the game, start of the stream, not the game. For this game against Newcastle, I would love to try a midfield three of Herrera, McTominay and Pogba. Now, it may not work, and you may have Matic on the bench. I'm not saying drop Matic. I'm not saying, oh, he's been shit, drop him. I'm saying he's played a lot of games. Let's just take him out for a bit. We've got big Champions League games coming up. Let's just try the midfield three with McTominay, Herrera and Pogba. I think Herrera needs to play in the midfield three as well. I think he gets absolutely fucking exposed. Jessica, Ross, I love the channel. The accent language English, but almost makes me homesick. Where are you from then? Jessica. He's been alright. Why people are hating on Herrera so much, just don't get it. I think he's been... I don't know if he's been shit or he's just been exposed as average, because he is average. But every game that I play, Herrera makes no impact on it whatsoever. Every game that I play, every game that I watch, he makes 0 to no impact. I sense... Oh my God. I swear you only have 3 sets of clothes in your wardrobe. No, I always put this top on when I stream. I'm always wearing different t-shirts. Interesting. The only reason I don't like three in midfield is you don't get the number 10. It's really... Yeah. That's what I said, and it's really awful to drop Lingard. So Dedrick, in the 4-4-2, you're playing Sanchez and Lukaku. You still get no number 10 there, though. Somani is average. Fair dues. Fortune sausages. Herrera is the greatest centre midfielder. No Herrera, replace Matic with Lindelof. Is that Rod? Is that three at the back, mate? I love three at the back. I think it's our best formation. I just know that Jose's not going to do it. And I honestly believe that he ain't going to do three at the back, because it is kind of... Like, I know it's just a formation and no manager can lay claim to it, but Conte is one of the main reasons that that formation is now being used in the Premier League. Maybe he's just got a little bit of bitterness towards that. He's still a better player than McTominay and Fellaini. I'll give you that, but I think McTominay has the potential to be better than Herrera. don't think it's hard. Since Matic came and Herrera lost a bit of confidence potentially. I just think Matic exposed Herrera as not being a very good midfielder defensively. So what Herrera needs to do is work on the attacking side of his game and stop with the sideways passes and start having some attacking intent, because defensively I think Herrera's pants and he's never going to be good. It's not his game. I'd rather that than swap the mid and use the width. I'd play Martial, Lukaku up front with Sanchez and Rashford on the wings. It's interesting. To be honest though, what we should be doing is changing the formation depending on what game we're playing, and because it's Newcastle, even though it's away, Newcastle are going to sit back like the fucking bums they are, so we should just fucking lob men forward. Alan Burns, I agree mate, we have the players to use 3-5-2, so let's fucking use it. For me, 3-5-2 with a Sanchez Lukaku up front is mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. I don't know what Fortune's talking about. 3-4-1-2. 3-4-1-2. Good work. Can I contribute to this channel and make a donation? Maybe money to see you host this in hot pants. No, you can't. You need 1,000 subs to have Super Chat enabled, and I'm a long, long way off that. So, no, I'm sorry, you can't donate to the channel. But I like the sentiment, Andy. Thank you, mate. Right, I'm gonna leave it there. I've got dinner in the oven. I'll tell you what I have. Chicken breasts with porcini butter, just in the oven job, but from Aldi, it's quite nice. Look at that. There you go. Yeah, decent. So I've got that with some mashed potato. 3-5-2 would give us good width, to be honest. Left-footed, left wing back. Right-footed, right wing back. Spot on. Feed the strikers. We need to get Luke Shaw better at crossing. If I was Jose Mourinho, I'd fucking say to Luke Shaw, look mate, defensively, bang on. I'd like the way you play. Your overall play is great. You just need to spend weeks and weeks on a training ground putting fucking crosses in. And what Luke Shaw needs to realise, for me, is that you can't just cross the ball aimlessly. You have to beat the man first. Because what Luke Shaw does is he crosses the ball and it always hits the first defender and goes out for a corner. Yes, we still got the ball. Yes, corners are great. I'd rather see the original cross go in though. Fucking self the big boy, says Marcus. Thanks, mate. If anyone was wondering, Silent Man is Marcus, the original Mad Marcus. He's going to change his name to, what was it? Wankers. Thanks, Hassan. Bit of protein. Yeah, I am actually trying to. I've been healthy for a week, trying to lose some weight. So soon you could call me Slim Boy. It won't be long. But weekend away, as I said, in Norfolk, it's going to be fulfilled with wine. Hey Nick, I don't know why my notification was coming on so late for us. I need to sort that out. Yes, Andrew, you always come on when I'm leaving, mate. But just watch it back, and thanks for joining, mate. Nabel Bass is here. How you doing, mate? You've again joined late. I'm about to end it, but thanks for joining in. I'll probably stream again on Friday. And that'll be it while I go away for the weekend. So I'll catch up with you all Friday. Enjoy. It'll be late Friday. It'll be 9:30, 10 o'clock. Have you enjoyed? I'm not answering that banter. Let's disclose information. Thank you all for watching. YouTube messed me up. No worries, Andrew. Just, yeah, it's nothing you can do, mate. It's not your fault, is it? But thank you everyone for watching. I love this channel. When are you next live? Andy, Friday, mate. Friday about 9 o'clock. Thank you for loving it. Thanks everyone for joining in. It's not really my channel, like it's you guys. Like, if I literally went live and none of you were here, it'd be shy because I've got no content. So I'm merely a speaker of your comments. So thank you all for joining in. I can't even stop the stream now. It's horrendous.